Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking and subscribing the channel is free and easy, and it helps me out a lot. If you want to go a little farther with your support, I have Patreon and YouTube membership available, which includes access to the BoshNRoll Discord server, early access to things I'm working on, sideboard plans, cards I'm buying. You could have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use the YouTube membership option, you get sweet, unique YouTube badges and emotes for the channel. If you want to play what I'm playing, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support my channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com. And if you're playing on Magic Online, a cardhoarder.com loan account can let you play any deck anytime. If you want to wear your support, there is BoshNRoll merch available. All of these links are in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to another BoshNRoll video. Today I'm playing Modern, and this is a crazy brew challenge from subscriber Samuel. Samuel's favorite card is Gifts Ungiven, and they wanted to see me build a Gifts Ungiven deck in Modern or Legacy. But the rules were, it couldn't be a combo deck that gets the same gifts pile every time and just wins the game on the spot, which rules out Blue-Red Storm and any Unburial Rites deck. If you're not familiar, Gifts Ungiven, search your library for up to 4 cards with different names and reveal them. Target opponent chooses 2 of those cards, put the chosen cards in your graveyard and the rest into your hand. So the tricks with this are you just get 4 cards that don't care if you're in the graveyard or your hand, like Past in Flames and 3 Rituals out of Storm. Or, the way Gifts Ungiven is worded, your opponent chooses 2 of the cards that you search for to put in your graveyard, and what's left over goes to your hand. It also says search for up to 4, so you can search for, like, Griselbrand, Unburial Rites, and stop. You don't need to get 4 cards, and those cards go straight to the graveyard, then you can Unburial Rites your Griselbrand and keep playing. But Samuel specifically didn't want those 2 things to be happening. So I have built, from scratch, this Bug Yorion value deck centered around enchantments. My original thought was Shark Typhoon, because if you've seen my channel, you know I love this card. Shark Typhoon is a value engine. It's something cheap to do early. It's something powerful to do late. Just a great card all around. Hall of Heliod's Generosity can loop Shark Typhoon, and you can draw Shark Typhoon every turn. And Life from the Loam, which was a lock to be in this deck from the start, can get the Hall of Heliod's Generosity. So you could gifts for Loam, Hall, Shark Typhoon, and have an endgame engine set up. That was where this deck started. And then I was like, wait a minute, can we get Shark Typhoon into play in an even more busted way? Which, Resurgent Belief, brand new from Modern Horizons 2. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Suspend 2. This card is pretty cool. This is something I've done in Legacy a lot with Replenish. The card that inspired Resurgent Belief is Replenish. And Replenish just puts all the enchantments into play from the graveyard. This one you need to do a little more work to do, but that's okay. I have concocted some piles. If you gifts for Resurgent Belief, Goblin Dark Dwellers, Omen of the Dead, and Radical Idea, you'll end up with Resurgent Belief one way or the other. Whether they let you blast it out of your graveyard with Goblin Dark Dwellers, or just put it in your hand, and you can suspend it and just get it in 2 turns, there's paths to get there one way or the other. And depending on the context of the game, you might already have some of the pieces in your hand or graveyard and just be able to pop it off instantly. So Resurgent Belief made me want to put more enchantments in the deck than just Shark Typhoon. Urza Saga is quite an enchantment. I got 2 of those in here. I started with 4, but the mana base needed to support the rest of the deck, so I went down to 2. There's a small Saga package here as well. And then with the interest in enchantments, I also gained an interest in Yorion, Sky Nomad, because Yorion encourages me to play enchantments like Omen of the Sea, which is just preordain on an enchantment. Really cool to blink it. You can sack it to scry 2, and then it's in the graveyard for your Resurgent Belief later. Abundant Growth helps you get through the deck. It's a cool thing for Yorion. It helps with the basically 5-color mana base. We're base blue-black here, and there's a pretty big green splash, and then there is an important red card and an important white card. So the mana does need some help here. And Abundant Growth is exactly what the doctor ordered for that. And then Spreading Seas is a cool card. That is a cantrip, it's disruptive, it kills Urza's Saga, it does things that I think are pretty cool in the current metagame, turns off Valakut. Like, there's a bunch of things that Spreading Seas can do, as well as being dope with Yorion, and jumping back into play with Resurgent Belief if it ends up in your graveyard. Around the rest of this package, there's Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, and Snapcaster Mage. Those are just cards that cast cards out of your graveyard. There's a bunch of removal. You have to have removal spells with at least 3 different names. So if you need to Gifts Ungiven for a removal spell, you can just get all 3 and you're guaranteed to end up with at least one of them. And you probably get Snapcaster Mage around out that pile and you end up with 2 removal spells one way or the other. And there's just a lot of different ways that this deck could go. One of the other things built in the deck is Gifts Ungiven for Cabal Coffers, Urborg, Loam, and Raven's Crime. This lets you activate Cabal Coffers for X black mana, where X is the lands you control, because Urborg makes all lands into swamps. And then you can Life from the Loam and shoot lands at your opponent until they're hellbent. That's just another little engine built into the deck. Dredging Loam puts more enchantments into the graveyard for Resurgent Belief. Could put Resurgent Belief itself in the graveyard where Dark Dwellers can find it. There's just a lot of little moving pieces here, and I hope that this is what Samuel was looking for, with choices to be made. Gifts piles should look pretty different a lot of the time, and some games we're just going to Yorion people, some games we're just going to go off. I don't know. Like, this is insane. I haven't done anything like this before. I have not built a deck this complicated before from scratch. And I'm excited to see how this goes. That's what we're working with here today. Let's get into this league. I'm on the play in the first round, and I'm definitely going to keep this hand. It's got lands and spells. This is about as interactive of an early hand I can hope for in this crazy 80 card deck. I did build it to load up on the low end of the curve. I do really want the deck to be able to function in the early game. I don't just want to get shit all over and lose. Turn 1 Ragavan over there. I believe I'm going to shock in Overgrown Tomb to get my Expedition map into play, and I'm going to hold up Fatal Push. I'm going to try to wait until combat to push, because I don't want them to be able to dash a second Ragavan. And we're in combat. Let's blast it. You're out of here. If they have a second Ragavan, Drown in the Lock is on to kill it. Don't really want to see Omen of the Dead in my opening hand. That's definitely more of a Gifts Bullet. Raven's Crime. That's interesting. I can kill Tarmogoyf. I can Omen of the Sea to try to hit a land drop. I can Expedition map to definitely hit a land drop. Yeah, this is kind of complicated at this point. If I don't drown this Tarmogoyf, I might not get a chance to do it. Like, if they just have... Yeah, I'd feel pretty bad if they are able to like Inquisition my Drown in the Lock and then just crunch me with Goyf forever. So I do think that hitting my land drops is pretty important. I'm going to map, and I'm going to get a Triome. I have to decide which one. I am playing 3 of them. Ketria Triome gets me red mana. Zagoth Triome is just on color the whole way across, and then Rockrin Triome gets me both of my splash colors. I think Rockrin's a little greedy here. Green and blue. I already have black. No, I'm just going to get Zagoth. I think that having my colors and playing the game is my priority right now. Let's hope they don't discard my Drown in the Lock. It. It's the thing I said. Really, that's a function of missing my land drop and trying to play the game more than just like anything else. See how brutal their follow-up's going to be. Ren and 6. Okay. I had builds of this deck, my own deck, that had Ren and 6 in it, and just couldn't make it work. The colors were too needy. Ren and 6 is going to undo this Raven's Crime pretty hard. I'm going to Omen, try to hit land drop, and Omen again. Okay, Dark Dwellers. Not even close. I'll put Dark Dwellers on the bottom. Draw my island. And I'm just going to pass. I can Omen of the Sea as an instant in their end step and have more information. So the information is basically that I'm dead very quickly. And they could Bloodbraid Elf right now. They don't have Lurrus as their companion, which means they're playing 4 drops, and Bloodbraid Elf's probably the most likely one. Inquisition doesn't matter, because I have 2 of the card that I'm going to cast. Oh, they took my Omen of the Dead. That grows the Goyf. That's weird. Why would they take that? Just because it's unique? And uniqueness isn't the only factor of taking a card, though. Like, there's no creatures in my graveyard. There's no plan to get any there. Let's find a removal spell for this Goyf. Field of Ruin, Verdant Catacombs. Gotta bottom both of those. I have 1 job right now, and it's to find a removal spell for Goyf. I could scry 2 in the upkeep, but I think having all my mana available to Omen of the Sea is going to be better. Here we go, last chance. I am dead on board to Goyf attack plus Ren ping. Gifts Ungiven, 2 slow. Bathing Needle, and we're dead. Alright. Should have killed the Goyf with Drown in the Loch. Live and learn. I think in this matchup, I'm interested in Plague Engineer. Like, I can name Monkey with it and just outright kill Ragavans, and then it can Death Touch trade with Tarmogoyf. What is less important in this matchup? 80 card deck, I should be able to make some decisions. I don't think I'm going to need to combo in this matchup. Like, we're going to get to a point where I've won or I've lost. Is that cheating? Am I just, like, fucking the whole point of the deck? Like, I still have Loam Engines. I just don't have my 2 difficult to cast things. I think that's okay. Oh, I want Damnation in the deck for sure. I don't think I want the Inquisitions. Sphere of Safety might be dope. But that card is a lot worse without Resurgent Belief. That's a sideboard thing that you can add to the Resurgent Belief package with. All of the Saga bullets have text turning off Ren or blowing up their graveyard for Shrink Tarmogoyf or even just counter a Ren activation. I need all my removal, want my Snapcasters. I'm going to cut Omen. Just going to cut the most mopey of the gifts piles. I still have just like value pile, just get 2 removal spells or set up Raven's Crime and Loam. There's still stuff to do here. Okay, removal spell, Loam, that's all good stuff. Can fetch a Triome on turn 1, get my mana set up. Probably just going to get the Bug Triome. Yeah, I boarded out my red and white card. Definitely just getting Bug Triome. Expect to lose Assassin's Trophy here. They literally can't take Gifts or Shark Typhoon. Okay, took Snapcaster. Fair enough. They seem to be playing to a long-term situation of, like, could snap back anyway. Like, I could snap back Trophy anyway. Why even take it? But that doesn't really make sense because that costs 4 mana rather than 2. I don't know. Maybe they have a second discard spell. Gonna get my Swamp and then loam back my lands. Last game got awkward and I ended up losing it because I had to make a bad decision to hit my land drop, and now I'm just rolled up on land drops all the way up to Gifts. No green mana over there. I like that. I don't like Dashed Ragavan, but whatever. Here it comes. Gonna get something. I don't have a lot of good cards to take. Like Abundant Growth is probably the best card they could take from me. They hit Field of Ruin. That is the one of Field of Ruin. It's out of the deck now. And Gifts, alright. Successfully distracted them. Shark Typhoon is the card I actually want here. It's not time to dredge Loam. Ooh, Urza Saga. Yeah, let's get to work. That's a long-term plan. I didn't see that one a second ago. But this goes off with Loam. I can just Saga forever. Do they have Blood Moon? Oh no, it's Ren and 6. Alright. It's like, at least no. Picked up a land with Ren. I can make a 1/1 Shark. I think that's worth doing. Ren can just ping it, but keeping the forward velocity. I want to use my mana to make constructs on the following turns anyway. Still not time to dredge Loam. Saga is ready to activate. I think I should attack Ren, because I can make a construct to block Ragavan, and I can also Fatal Push Ragavan. So I'm not worried about Ragavan connecting this turn. Just keeping some pressure on Ren. I'm eventually going to Abrupt Decay it, but in the meantime, poking at it seems fine. Tarmogoyf dies to Fatal Push. Doing more stuff. Okay, they dash the Ragavan. I'll just block that with my construct. I think I'm gonna fetch basic island here. That just absorbs damage the best. Make a 1/1 block. They just conceded to that. Did they just forget I could do that? Fair enough. I'll take my wins where I can get them. I would have got Pithing Needle, turn off Wrenn and 6, Fatal Push the Tarmogoyf, and then we're like pretty set up with a Loam Engine there. That went pretty nicely. Don't think I want to make any changes here. The Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes are basically only for combo. I would probably bring them in against control, but it's not for a deck like this. If you just draw them in the wrong order, it sucks. I could put the Sphere of Safety just in my deck in case I draw it. I don't think they can actually beat it. Though they could have Assassin's Trophy in their colors. But it is a juicy one. But it is just a card to draw in the deck. I'm definitely I can't tutor for it without the Resurgent Belief to bring it back. I guess I could put it in a gifts pile and just as a blank. It's like you can't give me this, so you have to give me 2 other things. But what would I cut for it? And I think that's the trick. Yeah, there's nothing I want to cut for it. Okay. Same deck, let's go. I'm going to keep this hand. It's the first Abundant Growth sighting, the first Spreading Seas sighting. Let's try it. There's the Drown in the Lock's the only removal, so I'm going to need some help getting to that. Inquisition. All right. There's a lot of juicy ones over here. What do you even take if you see this off of an Inquisition? Drown in the Lock's the removal spell, so that's probably just the answer. Fair enough. I'm going to lead on Triome. That sets up all of my plays. Like, trying to Abundant Growth this turn gets a 5-color land into play, but then I have to play off curve the rest of the game. Like, eventually this Triome's going to bite me when it might be more important. But right now, I can wait on Abundant Growth. Getting that card into play quickly is not really important. Damnation, okay. Right, we've got a long-term plan. The Ketria Triome doesn't make black. It makes the other 2 colors, so I'm going to get Basic Swamp here. Basic Swamp achieved. I'm going to Spreading Seas their red. Red is the color that can dash Ragavan. I'm going to hit that. Cool, found Drown in the Lock. So I can hit the Tarmogoyf next turn, even if I don't find land number 4 for Damnation. Add another land, no worries. Wrenn and 6, okay. They're going to have lots of lands. But I'm holding the Pithing Needle, so easy money. I'm going to take 4 one time, then I'm going to kill Tarmogoyf, turn off Wrenn. Found land number 4 for Damnation if I need it. I'm going to play Saga. Saga to cast Pithing Needle, name Wrenn and 6. Wrenn is sleepy now. And then I'm going to... I could just Abundant Growth, take 3, and Damnation next turn, or I could hold up this Drown in the Lock. I think Abundant Growthing actually makes a lot of sense here. Abundant Growth. Yeah, let's just make this happen. That also gets the Expedition map into play. Alright. Using my life total as a resource, let's go. There's only 1 tutorable left. I've just managed to draw 2 of my 3 Saga things in my opening hand of my 80-card deck. Oh, you're also a Saga deck. That's fun. Ooh, Force of Vigor. That was really messed up. They killed my map. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't agree with that play. Not going to shock this in. I'm going to hold up Drown in the Lock. I'm probably going to have to just kill this Goyf and then use the Damnation later to clean up the constructs. Yeah, this is tough. They got me in a rough spot. That was a really good Force of Vigor, even though I think they made some poor choices with it. Blue, black, kill Tarmogoyf. Off return. Breeding Pool. I can Omen of the Sea now and see what I draw and make decisions based on that. Yeah, that makes sense. Omen now, see what lands I need to play. Right, Fatal Push is excellent. Don't want that island. And I'm going to play my Breeding Pool tapped. Or I could fetch Triome. So this can fetch basic. Yeah, I'm just going to play my Breeding Pool tapped, get that land into play now. We're going to make a construct. We'll see what they tutor for. If they get like Soul Guide Lantern, I do care about my graveyard a little bit. Or Nile Spell Bomb would probably in a black deck. Hope they don't have Welding Jar. That would blow me out. No, it wouldn't, because I have Damnation. Shadow Spear. I can take 4 to do a nice big Damnation sweep here. I don't need a Fatal Push. Wow, they just jammed that Nurturing Peatland. Oh no, okay. That makes sense, because Ren is turned off. I was talking shit. Like, oh, you maniac. Alright, they went to Dash Ragavan instead of equip their Shadow Spear. That's cool with me. I take 3 here. That Fatal Push did find a target. Get to Damnationify. They have 2 cards left in hand. If Ungiven. Hell yeah. But I'm going to Damnation first. Get rid of this stuff. I'm at 8, which is obviously not a whole lot. I continue to be pretty stoked that they didn't kill my Pithing Needle with that Force of Vigor 3 turns ago. This Ren would have killed me by now. Just the value of picking up Saga and everything. Liliana, no. That hurts. My gifts. My poor gifts. Alright. Gifts Ungiven's in the graveyard. Liliana's in play. I'm going to fetch another Triome. Get Zagoth this time because I boarded out my white and red card. Don't even need the other Triome. I could scry in my upkeep, but I think I'd rather just draw. I can wish for Yorion and just not play my land and hope they don't have a second discard spell. That's my plan right now. If I can Yorion and blink 3 things, draw 3 cards, I'm going to feel pretty good about the situation. If their last card in hand is a discard spell, I'm going to feel bad about the situation. Oh, they're tapping so much mana right now. Force of Vigor. Shit. Alright. Well, that was a good draw. And now they get to start Sagaing again, but I can flicker Spreading Seas onto the Saga and kill it. Sets them back a turn. Eat land to draw a card. Liliana's going to make me discard my Catacombs. Discarded Crime and Punishment. That's a fun one. Breeding Pool. I'm not sure if I should play that or keep it in my hand, because I'm about to draw 2 new cards, which I might want to protect from the Liliana, but Liliana's going to minus to kill Yorion anyway, so I'm going to play the land. Play my land. When Spreading Seas comes back, I'm going to hit Urza Saga and kill it, and then I'll draw a card for Abundant Growth as well. Spreading Seas goes on the Saga. Abundant Growth goes back on the Swamp. Saga's dead. Draw 2. Wall Coffers. Dope. Another Spreading Seas. Alright, we can tread this water for a little while. The Liliana's really good, though, obviously. And as predicted, they had me sack a creature. My black Omen is still in the deck somewhere. Card that I play. Oh, Thoughtseize. No. Just give me a break. Stop drawing bangers. Oh god. And Ragavan. Alright. They've drawn better cards than me in this endgame situation we find ourselves in. Not complaining, just their deck is built to top deck more so than mine. Their removal and discard lined up really well. I had the gifts in my hand briefly on the turn they drew Liliana, and you all saw it. I don't need to tell you what happened. We're starting to fall apart here. Yeah, that was not the draw. Offers is actively bad. I'm dead if I fetch. I'm actually dead anyway. They dash Ragavan, equip it, ping me with Ren. Yeah, I'm gonna concede. Okay, that was close. We could have seen how it went the other way. We came into a top deck stretch where they drew better than me. They also had 2 Force of Vigors, which turns out is really good against the enchantment theme deck. They had Crime Punishment as well, which also would have wrecked the enchantment theme deck. So their deck was well positioned to fight mine, just incidental splash damage wise, but that was a good match. Next round. I'm on the draw in a Yorion versus Luris Battle of Good and Evil. I'm going to keep this. I can cast Drown in the Lock with this hand, which is about the best I can hope for. Oh, Plains. Alright, looks like we're getting hammered. What a twist. Knights in play. Any consideration I may have had for casting Expedition Map this turn is definitely bricked by the Esper Sentinel. I'm not going to let them draw a card to get that into play. Fetch land turns on Drown in the Lock at least a little bit, though I might be getting hammered right now. Seems pretty likely. Smash. Do you have a hammer? Of course you do. Yep, I'm taking 12 here. I can smash the Esper Sentinel next turn. Or this turn. I mean, I have to, or else I lose. Alright, shock this in, I go to 6. If they have just any other equipment, I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna make my move. Here's the attack. And drown in the lock, you're a Sentinel. You get to draw a card. Hope none of these 3 cards are another hammer. But if you've ever played against Hammer Time, you know 100% that they are. Oh wow. Playing against the unluckiest opponent in history. Bristol Paladin. Okay, so that can move the hammer around. Yeah, they get their 3rd artifact here equipped to Memnite. I can kill hammer with Assassin's Trophy. Pretty nice. Spreading Seas. That's a cool option for next turn. You can cast auras as they have flash, and they equip right away, and you can equip for 0. You can't equip with flash, though, which is good news for me. I'm gonna have to just trophy the hammer 1, 2, 3, and hope I'm not dead, I guess. I'm very close to just being dead to damage. Like, I'm on board. Not surviving next turn. Trophy the hammer, they get a land out of the deal. I go to 2. 2 cards left in hand. They appear to have a spell because they're fetching. Oh, it's Luris, right? Luris can go in your hand all the time. Giver of Runes, yeah, I'm pretty dead. Yeah, I can Spreading Seas the Ink Moth, but I still just die. I can make a construct, a 2/2, and block. I still just die. Because this can give pro colorless. If this were Mother of Runes, I think I would have a plan, but it's not, so I'm dead. Okay. I think on the play I win that game because I have the Drown in the Lock ready to answer the hammer before the first connection. And then we have that same board state, but I'm at 12 instead of 2. And I think that's actually a good place to be. Not bad. I like Plague Engineer. I think I like Damnation. Collective Brutality as removal, just additional 2-mana removal, is pretty reasonable, though I don't think the other abilities are going to be pretty relevant. Here I am once again reaching for the goofball engine to cut, but anytime I've played donation decks in Modern, like there's decks you don't get to mess around against, and that's like Hammer Time, and I would rather see if this deck can function in a competitive setting, even if that means shaving the cool things. Like, I don't think this is just in the deck making it actively worse. I think this is a very cool thing we're doing. It's just we're not going to have time for it in this particular matchup. I don't think this deck can beat a Sphere of Safety. Maybe I do want that in the deck just as a fun of to draw. Raven's Crime. Probably reasonable here. I don't think I need Radical Idea if I'm boarding out the rest of this. Radical Idea is a card you can gifts for to make sure one of the cards ends up in the graveyard. You can jumpstart to discard a card and draw a card if you really want to make sure like your loam ends up in the graveyard or whatever. Needle's good, Map's good, it can get Field of Ruin. I'm currently cutting 4 and bringing in 7. I think gifts should chill a little bit. I don't need all 4 of those. Spreading Seas is really good in this matchup, actually. Drown in the Lock's good, Decay, yeah, need all of that. And maybe a Jace Vryn's Prodigy, or Omen of the Dead. No, it's Omen of the Dead, for sure. Okay, gift stuff out, interactive stuff in. Let's do it. I would like to play first. Reveal my bird. Okay. I'm going to keep this. My mana's set up. I have interaction up the curve. Shark Typhoon is really good in this matchup. Just being able to soak up 11 or 12 damage while drawing a card. Exactly where you want to be. And I think I'm going to Verdant Catacombs for my Triome. Esper Sentinel, you got it. Gonna fetch for Bug Triome now. The Zagoth. Spreading Seas, okay. Yeah, I'll just put that on the stack. Oh shit. Yeah, they get to draw a card. I got so excited. Just like, fuck it. Spreading Seas. If they led on Horizon Canopy, that probably means they didn't have a pain-free source of white. So attacking this land feels pretty good to me. Though them drawing the card kind of stinks. Stoneforge Mystic, they ended up with another white source. Now they have a hammer. Unless I draw a basic land, I'm going to have to shock in Breeding Pool this turn. Nice, drew a basic land. This lets me Assassin's Trophy and pay the Troll Toll, or I can just cycle Shark Typhoon. See what they got here. Still only one white source. I like that. So if I Assassin's Trophy, they'll end up with more. There's Sigarda's Aid. I'm not going to take any actions here. I'm going to make them make their move. Alright, they just did damage. That's fine. Mem Knight's here. I'm fine taking 2. Like, that's really not a big deal. Now I can cycle Shark Typhoon. And I think that is better than playing the Omen of the Sea, because this puts material, like a body in play to block with, which is something that will make them... It'll force the action next turn. Now, with all of these creatures in play, and this Damnation in my hand, I'm getting pretty interested in trophying the Inkmoth Nexus in the end step, and then just damnating the whole board. You like the word damnating that I've used twice now. I don't think anyone's ever said that before. Another Stoneforge, sure. Getting Shadow Spear. I'll let them attack if attacking is the plan. Block Mem Knight, no problem. They're gonna commit the Shadow Spear, that's fine. Mem Knight gets +1/+1 and lifelink and trample. Is that what that does? Yeah, alright. So I take 2. It's fine, deal. And then in the end step, I'm going to fetch a new black source. Watery Grave or Overgrown Tomb. I think I want Watery Grave. No, yeah, I have Breeding Pool in hand. I want to make sure my green-black distribution is on point. I'm not going to shock this in. I am going to trophy the Inkmoth Nexus. Black, green, pay the 1. Yes, pay the 1. Zap ya. That gets them their white source. Okay, they're just jamming in Hammer now. That's fine. Alright, yeah, they're going to make me pay 11 for my Damnation, which I'm not going to be able to do, but it's all good. Which means I don't have to shock in this thing because I can't pay the price anyway. Damnation, draw your card. No, I will not pay 11. Kill their creatures, Overgrown Tomb tapped, and pass the turn. So they can put Lurrus in hand this turn. Oh, Inkmoth Nexus, that's kind of scary. Sanctifier, alright. I have a giant blue blocker for that. And equipping, sure. Deal. Alright, cool. I get to play my Swamp. I'm not giving away any information. If I shocked in Breeding Pool, it would be pretty obvious that I have something. I probably just want to make a 4/4 Shark and block. The 3/3 doesn't do anything that a 4/4 doesn't, except might win a combat. If they have another Hammer, just getting mushed anyway, I'll just make a 4/4 and hope they don't have another Hammer. Bottom, bottom. Block. Please put your creature in the graveyard. Don't tap mana. Don't tap mana. Oh yeah. Put it in the bin. Another Sanctifier. Card's probably pretty good against things that aren't giant blue creatures. Relic. Okay, yeah, they have quite a bit of graveyard hate between the Sanctifiers and the Relics, so I was definitely right to shave on the gifts package. This is looking like a pretty good turn to put Yorion in my hand. Oh, Sphere of Safety's here. So I'm gonna have to fetch the other Triome. 1, 2, 3 for Yorion. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yorion's in my hand. Play Misty. I can cast Omen and Trophy if I need to, or I can just fetch the white Triome and pass with multiple enchantments in play. Cashing in the Horizon Canopy. Makes sense. Saga's here. Okay. Giver, that's a good one. And Lurrus in the hand. Okay. Looks like I'm going to get fetch for my Triome. I'm going to fetch first and then cast Omen in case I scry top. I want to actually have the card. Rockran Triome's in play. Omen of the Sea. It'll push. That is the perfect card because I can sneak it in on this Giver of Runes right now. That lined up very nicely. it's safe to say. Schematic, Vista. I could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I just Yorion to redraw and get another giant body in play. Still holding up Assassin's Trophy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Yorion. I mean, they can pay 1 pretty easily at this point. Oh, it was 2. I forgot about my Spreading Seas. Dope. That gets to kill their Saga. Or do I care about Saga? I don't think that I do. Yeah, I think I want to hit the Inkmoth Nexus. I think I'm good to attack also. I have 2 big blockers now, and I do have to win this game somehow. I think turning off Inkmoth Nexus is better than turning off Saga. The Sphere of Safety is my plan to beat the constructs. Okay. Plague Engineer. I don't think I want that. I do want the Omen. That's another enchantment for the Sphere. We're starting to turtle up. Gonna cost them 4 to attack with a creature. I'm holding up Trophy. If I don't need it, I can Omen. They do have Luris over there in their hand. Is something to consider. Could Luris Stoneforge right now? Or no, they can't, because they only have 2. Oh no, they do have 3 white. With the Horizon Canopy, that's no longer an island. They could Luris Stoneforge right now. I have Trophy. Oh, Paladin's really good. Okay, Paladin resolves, regrettably. Gonna hammer that up. Gotta hope they don't have another hammer, I guess. Because I'm gonna block and then Trophy the hammer. Block. Trophy Colossus Hammer. They do get to just Luris replay Hammer and draw a card because they get to search their deck for a land right here. That's assuming they don't already have one in hand. Okay, that's the second Sanctifier Invect that's been eaten by a blue creature this match. Extremely satisfying to me. Another Sanctifier. A little surprised they didn't Luris there, but I guess they can just do that next turn and it's all the same. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can Sphere of Safety, Omen of the Sea, and Assassin's Trophy here. 1, 2, 3. I should fetch my basic. Just leave up all my good colors. Island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put you in the Sphere. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They can only attack with 1 creature. I'm also going to have the Omen. Attack with my Shark again. And I'm going to pass. I think I want to make them let them make decisions before I flash in Omen of the Sea, and then that'll change what they have access to. Like if they spend mana doing other stuff first, and then think they have an attack that they don't actually have. Okay, Hammer is on. They draw a card off of that. They have so much mana. I think I'm just about to get hammered anyway. So I can destroy the Shadow Spear. Oh, Seal of Cleansing? Are you shitting me? This is a card in your deck? I hate my life. I thought we had it. This is just a card they have? I'm quitting Magic. This is my last video. I regret to inform you all. Alright, please don't Luris. Shit, they're Lurising. Alright, I'm gonna have to Trophy the Shadow Spear. Boss's Hammer. Guess I can Omen in response to this. See if a better answer shows up. But I don't know what I'm looking for now. My Sphere was supposed to win the game for me. Oh, there's a Drown, which can counter this Hammer, but that's not actually what I need. Gifts actually sucks right now because of the Sanctifier. What am I even looking for? Is there a gifts pile that's even helpful here? I don't think I have 3 different removal spells left, and the thing has Pro Black anyway. Yeah, I just have to bottom this, and I don't know. I guess I could top the Drown in the lock, because that'll counter or kill something next turn. Alright, I'll take the Drown. They get the Hammer. Fucking Seal of Cleansing, are you kidding me? None of this is possible. Oh, they just put their Hammer on a different creature. That's smart. I don't think I can beat that. I guess I can Drown the Pure Steel Paladin. Yeah, if I just block this one, and wait, is that the best thing to do? Let's think about this. This has Trample, but I can't kill it. This does not have Trample, but I can kill it. I can drown this creature this turn, and then kill this hammer next turn. I could kill this hammer now, chump block, but then I don't actually clear anything. Okay, I'm gonna block here and drown the... Oh shit, they could just pop their relic and win. Yeah, that line is there. Maybe they won't see it. Do I have to play to my outs here? And I'm gonna play to my outs and just hope they don't see the line. But they played pretty well. They didn't see it. I gave them too much credit. Cool. Alright, they had a chance to win the game there. But they're probably still winning the game, don't get me wrong. I think this is an upkeep scry 2 situation. Scrying. Another drown. Is that helpful? Bottom Saga. Top drown. Draw. Yeah, this isn't bad. I can kill Luris. Or maybe. Do you think lightning will strike twice on this play? Blue-black. Well, even if they pop Relic, even if they figure it out, they still lose all their cards in the graveyard. Oh, no, they don't, because... Okay, they figured it out. Wait, Relic? Okay, so if I trophy Hammer right now... Black. Green. If I trophy Hammer now, then it gets exiled by Relic. They still have Luris. And I'm still dead. Because they could just attack with their 2/3/3s. Alright. Yeah, they figured it out eventually. Okay. I am dead. Maybe they won't make the attack they should make, but they should definitely just make it. These were really good matches. It came down to a Seal of Cleansing of all stupid things. Okay. They just had Pure Steel Paladin anyway. Those were good matches. Just surprisingly close. Like, this is the best deck in Modern, and we scrapped it up with them pretty good. A Honda round 3. We're about halfway through the video, so let me just remind you that if you like this deck and you want to try it out, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com, and you can play any deck anytime with cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. These links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I am on the play with lands and spells. I've kept the hand. Even get to lead on a trio, just all natural. There it is, it's in play. First appearance of Jace Bryn's Prodigy. Let's hope it's good. Opponent's got a Verdant Catacombs. That's not a thing I can hit with Spreading Seas, so I won't. I'm gonna fetch Basic Island and play Jace. Here's Jace. Let's go. Any chance this thing survives? Fetching in the end step. Let's see a tapped Shockland. How about that? Okay, tapped Shockland. So they are a Verdant Catacombs Stomping Ground deck without Luris as their companion. They're a Rug deck. Oh, is this the Rhinos? What are we playing against here? As much as I would like to shove Spreading Seas onto the stack, I think that leaving up Drown in the Loch, based on what they're showing me here, like these colors are indicating some sort of cascade situation. I can play Urza Saga and start doing Saga stuff. I could play Overgrown Tomb tapped, leave up Drown in the Loch, and next turn Drown plus Seas or Gifts. Yeah, I don't think I want to move straight into Saga right here. They have their third land. The time to cascade. Yep. Gonna drown their Footfalls. Black, blue. That out of here. I have Shardless Agent, that's fine. I'm gonna loot in the end step. Ooh. The red Triome has just arrived. Which they do have gifts right here. It's on the table. I'm gonna discard Urborg. Oh, I can just put them to mono blue, take them off green. That doesn't seem bad. Alright, the gifts is going to have to hang out for a turn. Moment of Sea is cool. Here's Urza Saga, Spreading Seas. Your Forest also. Sees you. Oh, Radical Idea is a great one to discard to Jace. Oh, an island. You needed more of those, right? Wah, 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 wah. They're making Jace dead with their red mana. Gonna activate him one more time. Unfortunately, one card short in the graveyard to backflip Jace into safety. But I will discard this Radical Idea. Jace goes away. I'm set up to Gifts next turn. And I'll even have red mana around. Just one, though, which is less than I want. Saga triggers. Gonna play my Triome. And I'm going to Gifts in this end step. It's time. I could have just wished for Yorion, get a 4 or 5, draw 2 cards. Alright. Maybe I should have done that. Hard to know. I'm going to Gifts, though. I'm not sure what this Gifts pile is going to include yet, but I am going to do it. In the end step, target you with Gifts Ungiven. Surprise. Here's this. Though seeing Radical Idea could probably give away that I'm a gift stack. Okay, so if I go Dark Dwellers, Resurgent Belief, Shark Typhoon, Omen of the Dead, what happens with that? Oh, that sounds like fun to me. Omen. Or I could go Loam, Shark Typhoon, All of Heliod, and what, a removal spell? Or a Resurgent Belief, put that in the pile too. If I do the Resurgent Belief thing, I don't have mana to Dark Dwellers, and there's not really any enchantments in my graveyard either. Yeah, I think I want to do the Typhoon, Hall, Loam, and is it Omen of the Dead? Omen of the Sea. Do I just grab a Fatal Push? Yeah, Fatal Push could just be a blank one. I could grab Snapcaster, because that can cast Drown right now. Yeah, I'll get Snapcaster to go with the group here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Value Glimpse. And my Saga's going to die this turn. That doesn't matter. I didn't end up getting Fatal Push. But Saga's still going to die this turn. I really just need to get this board under control, because they clearly can't cast the spells they want to cast right now. But I'm on a pretty short clock. Maybe I didn't need to put Hall in the gifts pile, because I could get Map with Saga this turn, which could get Hall. But still, I think shortcutting that is fine. Just get it in the mix immediately. They probably give me Hall and Loam. I think those are the... Oh, they gave me Typhoon. Wow. They must have another Brazen Borrower. That's what makes sense for that. Saga ticks up to Chapter 3. I don't think I'm interested in a construct. I'm gonna float colorless. Spellbomb, Map. I don't need Map. I have Loam. I have lands forever. I guess I just want Spellbomb. I don't think there's anything to Needle. Spellbomb has at least a cantrip. Then I can cast Omen of the Sea with that mana. Okay, this is kind of the nutters. Top. Draw the Drown. I can cast Loam right now and still Drown. Saga, Urborg. You still have blue-black over there. Alright, Loam, cast you. The Spellbomb's kind of not a great one if I have this Drown in the Lock plan lined up. Whatever, let's see what they do. I can kill 2 creatures that I'm aware of. Maybe more. I expect them to have a Brazen Borrower. They gave me Shark Typhoon, which is, I think, the best card in the pile if they have nothing. But they're not playing like they have nothing. Prismari Command. 2 damage and loot. Okay, so they pinged me for 2. They're looting. Discarded Violent Outburst and Steam Vents. I'm going to kill this 3-2 now. It's possible, or 3-1. I mean, it's possible that the Rhinos will do more. Like if they did find a green source and they cascade into some Rhinos here. They did find green. But I don't think I can worry about a tomorrow problem when I'm dying today. Yeah, I mean, it's still a problem. Not going to dredge Loam. I do want Urborg in play. Then, so my plan is Snapcaster, Drown in the Lock, kill your Rhino, block Shardless Agent. And then what? Probably after Radical Idea, looking for another removal spell. And I'm at 2. Dead to Fire Ice along the way. Blue-black, Snapcaster Mage. Target Drown. Can I get to blocks or am I dead? Alright. I get to blocks. Then I can drown one of the Rhinos. I go to 2. I guess I'm dead to Fire Ice anyway. Like Fire Ice tapping or killing Snapcaster or Fire Ice going face are both lethal. Violent Outburst, that is also lethal. Yeah, that deals exactly 8 damage. I can drown in the lock. Okay, I have 1 out here. Destroy this creature. Black. blue. And then I can Nile Spellbomb and draw Fatal Push. That's my out. Black. Come on, Fatal Push. Oh! Play to your outs. Probably still dead, but I did play to the outs. Proud of that one. 80 card deck, no problem. I'm still at 5, facing down 10 power. But here we are. Not gonna Dredge Loam. Another Shark Typhoon. I don't think that's helpful. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm one short of Yorion, which still doesn't save me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These have trample, so making 2 sharks doesn't really matter. I could gifts for 3 removal spells. Just Drown, Decay, Trophy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Still dead there. Guess I could cycle Shark Typhoon, see what happens. Just draw a card. I'm gonna play Saga because if I get another turn, I'm gonna want the constructs around. And cycle Shark Typhoon. I'm tapping Urborg first because all of my lands are swamps, and that's basically the worst land under those circumstances. Found a Drown. Does that help? I can go to 1. Alright. I can go to 1. The game continues. I block Shardless Agent, shoot a Rhino, go to 1. Still dead to Fire Ice at any point. Still dead to Brazen Borrower. They do a lot of stuff. Here's the attack. I'm going to let them attack before I let them know what spells I have. If I can get to blocks. Like, they might not bounce my shark right away, but if they know I'm going to kill one of their rhinos, then they bounce the shark. Ooh, black. Drown your rhino in the lock. Okay, I'm at 1. Still dead to Fire Ice, but I was dead to Fire Ice last turn too, and they didn't have it. Suspended Crashing Footfalls, 1 card left in hand. Alright, we're in the end step. It's time to Radical Idea to draw a card. I'm gonna cash in this Polluted Delta that I can't use anymore. Not gonna Dredge Loam. Corrupt Decay. So you're saying there's a chance. And Trophy. All of Heliod. And I am gonna pass the turn here. I want to make a big shark and kill the rhino. Guess how big of a shark can I actually make? Please don't have Brazen Borrower or Fire Ice. Just have nothing forever. Okay, it was Brazen Borrower. I wasn't crazy. They did have it the whole time. My Shark Typhoon will be really good against that. Let's just hope they brick. Just draw a land, and I actually think we're ahead. Attack. And I make a 1/1 shark. I'm going to tap the Hall. I don't think I have the luxury of not tapping Hall right now. Green, black, green, black. Yeah, just making sure I can still do everything else I need to do. This can trade with Brazen Borrower. Still not Dredging Loam. Another removal spell in the grip. 1, 2, 1. I think I'd rather chump with a Construct than Trophy 2 cards. Take a Construct. But I hope they bricked. Block. Block. Okay. Corrupt Decay the Rhino. Black green. Oh yeah. Sign me up. Let's do it. Oh, they played a land. They played a land. This is it. We're here. We've reached the promised land. Gonna draw for turn. I drew Shark Typhoon, of course I did. Do I want a construct or do I just want mana? I think I just want mana. No, it'll be a 2/2 because I'm about to look for something, so I do want to make a construct. Okay. 1/1 construct becomes 2/2, stabilizes the board. They fetch in response. I tutor up. Yeah, Pithing Needle doesn't matter. I'm gonna get map. And do I put Yorion in hand? Is that the way this game is gonna go? I don't think so. Okay, just don't draw Fire Ice, please. I think this crash has 2 turns left. Yeah, alright. 2 turns left on this crash. They played a land. They played a land, folks. Can't really attack. I'm gonna cycle Shark Typhoon and start attacking. Make a 3/3 shark so I can start beating down. Gotta win this game before they find the Fire Ice. I would really like to find a Drown in the Lock or Snapcaster Mage, or I am dead. Fatal Push, not bad. Prismatic and Vista, not helpful. I could Yorion and blink some stuff right now, but I really only... Oh, I have 2 things. Oh, I have 3 things. I have the Spreading Seas. Oh, yeah. That looks like the right play. All right, I'm going to attack for 3. Oh, wait, I'm 1 short. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all right. Can't use my Vista. So I'll put Yorion in hand for now. Put the Yorion in hand. I think I should map, actually. I think map is better here than hauling more sharks up. I'm going to grab another Saga and get that going. And a permanent left the battlefield, so I'm going to Fatal Push their Shardless Agent since my construct is a 1/1 now. I'm still holding up Assassin's Trophy. Please do not draw Fire Ice. I get their Rhinos next turn. Or I guess Bone Crusher Giant is also lethal. Those are both cards they probably have. We're fading an 8 outer. I'm not going to sack my Omen. It's going to do more being blinked with Yorion than it's going to do Scrying 2. And attack with my friends. 1, 2, activate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can push for 1 extra damage, but then I'm not holding up Drown in the Lock, which is the whole reason I want to draw 3 cards right now. So 1, 2, 4, 5. I need more blue mana than I have there. Okay, here's Yorion. Trying to draw a Drown. Link, Spreading Seas, and Omen. And I don't think I want to play the Misty. I do have Raven's Crime in my deck. Not that that super matters. I'm going to attack red sources now. Try to keep them off of that. Omening last. Draw. I want the raw draws off. Spreading Seas first. And Fatal Push, another Omen. I don't want Fatal Push. I don't really want another Omen. Through Spreading Seas. I can trophy their Stomping Ground and hope that there's no basic. All right. Trophy Stomping Ground, hope there's no basic mountain. There is a basic mountain. Okay. All right, gotta fade the burn spell. I have the Rhinos beat. I think if they had a burn spell in their hand, they would have cast it by now. Right now is the draw step to rule them all. All right, our passing priority. I don't think they'd let me untap. I am a blue deck, and they've seen counter spells out of me. Not Dredging Loam. I will... Do I want black mana or a construct? I think I want black mana. Okay. Search for Pithing Needle. Name, I don't know. I don't think it matters. Say Misty Rainforest. I don't know. Make sure I don't accidentally activate my own. I'm going to trophy both of their monsters and bash for 8. Black, green. Trophy this as well. Seize your mountain. Then attack. I'm dead to Brazen Borrower, but I'm dead to Brazen Borrower anyway. Oh my god, that was an incredible game. That was worth the entire league. I hope you all stuck it out for that. All of that from popping Nile Spellbomb to hit Fatal Push. And then treading water at 1 life forever. Sphere of Safety. I think that's reasonable here. I think the whole Goblin combo is reasonable here. But I do want Damnation. There's not actually a whole lot to bring in right now. Plague Engineer could check the Brazen Borrower, but Shark Typhoon is pretty good at doing that. Collective Brutality doesn't matter because the spell I want is in their deck. It's not in their hand. Yeah, I think I'm just bringing in Damnation. And what am I cutting, if that's the case? I don't think the Raven's Crime is very good here. Maybe it's just that. They don't need to do a whole lot. Like, we're not getting into... If we end up in a grindy game, they're not going to have cards in their hand. Though that is a really powerful thing to do with gifts. Oh, it's Pithing Needle. There's, like, basically... I don't think there's a single card worth naming in the entire deck for Pithing Needle. So I could bring in Dispel for Stomp and... Oh, hold on. Alright. Magic Online, please don't submit my deck. I'm going to cut the Nile Spellbomb too. Those things make the Saga Tutor kind of weak, but still just putting material on the board is fine. I'm putting in the Dispels because I forgot about the Adventures. Like, it counters Fire Ice, Stomp, and Petty Theft, which are all pretty big parts of their deck. Through my Yorion, and I have 8.5 minutes to win this game, so I better play fast. Keep in my hand lands and spells. Burden Catacombs from them. All right, multiple Drown in the Locks. That is basically my best card. On turn 2, just make sure I don't get Rhinoed. Fetching a basic in my end step, that's weird. Are they going to Blood Moon me? Is that the plan? I can't really afford to play around Blood Moon. Not right now. I will with my next 2 land drops. I'm going to get my Red Triome, the Teamer Triome, and then I'll play Pluto Delta, which can fetch basic Swamp and cast Drown in the Lock if necessary. Then I have blue-black to play through a Blood Moon if that's what they're doing. Certainly looks like that's what they're gearing up for. Holding Tarn, land number 3. Okay, it was Blood Moon, confirmed. I'll just counter it. They fetched all 3. Basic Swamp and Drown. Blue-black. Not even sure if I need to counter that, but I did. Fetch, fetch, fetch. And I'm going to run my Breeding Pool out there tapped right now. I can double spell or 4-drop next turn. And I am still holding up Drown. And I'm holding Dark Dweller, so the gifts can set up the whole combo. Just casting Bone Crusher. Okay. I'm not going to fight over that. Spreading Seas. So I can screw them off of green, which all of their Cascade spells are. Then play Jace. I have enough removal that even if they sneak a Rhino in this turn, I can just kill the Rhinos. Not a huge deal. And I have the fetch land that can get the Jeskai Triome. So I'm actually set up on Dark Dwellers. They suspended Crashing Footfalls. I love when they do that. No blocks, life total is a resource. Jace can backflip to safety next turn. What I mean by that is block and then activate his loot, and then he flips into a Planeswalker before damage. And it's a new permanent, so it is removed from combat. Just bounced him, sure. They're scared, showing the proper respect. Do I want to set up gifts right now? Or I could get Jace back in, Fatal Push this, Drown. Yeah, I think I want Jace back in. I'm going to take my time setting this back up. Just holding up Drown and Fatal Push seems pretty decent. The old turn 6 Gemstone Caverns, just like we drew it up. I'm going to continue ignoring this. I'll go to 10 off of that. I really want to fetch the red Triome here, the Jeskai Triome, and not have to Fatal Push and Drown on the lock. Okay, they have the Agent. Oh, I don't have black mana. I have to do this anyway. Bummer. I just didn't even notice. Yeah, I just tapped wrong on Jace. That sucks. Shit, that's actually a huge deal. Fucks up my whole plan. Can I beat them if I just play fair? There's no other... Damn it. Alright, I worked so hard on that and then fucked it up right at the end. Alright, guess I have to get Watery Grave, take 2. Ugh. Using my life total as a resource was... only works if you're making a plan to actually do that and not just drawing cards around. Literally just tap any other land than this basic swamp and my plan lines up just fine. Now this is going to be really hard to beat. Oh, and you have Force of Negation in your deck. Alright. Well, shit. Okay, yep. Just fuck. Mistapped. Deserve to lose. It's alright. We're not all the way dead yet. It's just really bad. I can Fatal Push a Rhino and then flip. Or I need to backflip Jace in combat. Is that true? How do I survive? I can block, backflip, cast gifts, and then does that even do anything? I don't get this fetch land if I do that. The 2 damage that I didn't need to take. After playing game 1 so well, I just threw away game 2 in that totally miserable fashion. Okay, I guess I have to loot and see what I come up with. Alright, that was pretty good. I'm going to discard Dark Dwellers, because I have Omen to pick it back up. But I don't have 2 black sources. Damn it. This sucks. There's only 1 swamp and it's already in play. If this was Bug Triome, we'd be fine. Alright, discard that. This can -2/-0 Shardless Agent. And I can trophy the Rhino. Ugh. Alright, and I just wasted a ton of time thinking about that, so I'm probably not going to win this game even if I do stabilize the board. Yeah, just mistap. Sometimes that's all it takes. I'm going to go to 3. They have Brazen Borrower and Bone Crusher, both of which are lethal. They don't have an untapped red source I can draw. That's Abundant Growth. Could help get me there. That's not going to help. If I get Yorion, that doesn't matter. I could Gifts. Yeah, just mistapping cost me the whole game there. Well, I've lost. Disappointing. Game 3. I have 4 minutes to try to win it. Literally just tap any land other than my swamp, and I think I'm okay that game. Okay, back in with the same deck. 4 minutes to try to figure it out. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a 1-lander, but it has Abundant Growth and a green source. And Drown in the Lock. All of these are among the best things I can be doing. And I'm just trying to play really fast, because I got under 4 minutes to win a game with. Just draw a land. Abundant Growth. How about we draw a land now? Land? Alright, cool. I'll take it. I'm not picky. Fetching in my end step. Looks like they're not interested in Blood Moon this time. They didn't have the Gemstone Caverns, so that's good. Not getting Rhino'd this turn. They ice my land in my upkeep. That would suck really hard. Okay, that is what happened. I'm going to cycle Shark Typhoon for 0, because I'm really trying to hit my land drops here. 0/0 Shark. Draw for that. I found a land drop. Obviously, that's not what I wanted to do. It also clears the path for their Rhinos next turn. I could have shocked in Watery Grave so I can Fatal Push a Rhino on curve. Just not sure if it's important to do that on curve compared to just doing it all. And if they have Blood Moon here, I'm dead. Oh, well, I would normally be fine because Abundant Growth is supposed to beat Blood Moon, but Magic Online doesn't know that. But the good news is, if they cast Blood Moon here, I get a refund for my league. Gotta play to your outs. Crashing Footfalls. No surprise there. Now it's my turn. Expedition Map. I'm gonna Abundant Growth my Field of Ruin. I just need that to tap for colored mana. And drew Dispel. Not really what I'm looking for, but Expedition Map is a card I can play. Fatal Push the Rhino. And remove the Rhinos. I can stabilize this board. Just can I stabilize and win in 3 minutes? And I think the answer is no. 6 damage come in here. Oh, there's more. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They get 2 extra damage if they do this in combat, plus they're going to do it anyway for the Rhinos. Yeah, I don't think there's a draw at this point. I kill 1 Rhino, I still take 8. I guess a land can kill 2 Rhinos. Get basic forest. And trophy. Or I should brown first. Blue, black. Kill a Rhino. They have Force Negation, I lose. Let's go Dispute, even better. Alright, I'm dead. Disappointing. Mistapped game 2, cost me game 3. that is the a snapshot of how difficult Magic is. I think I played game 1 of this match extremely well. I think a lot of people would have given up or lost or not won game 1. And I threaded it pretty perfectly. And then just tapped my Black Source in game 2. Threw it right in the trash. So Magic's tough. You can never blink. You can't ride your highs. You can't rest on your laurels. There's no such thing as last round. It's only this round. Well, GG's. That was pretty close. We played against the 2 best decks in Modern 2 rounds in a row and put up a pretty decent fight. So I'm not embarrassed. On to the next round. I'm on the draw in round number 4. I'm going to keep it. This hand's got some interaction, and it's got a Gifts. Might not have a Gifts for long. Blackcleave Cliffs indicates discard spells a lot of the time. Oh, it's just my turn, suddenly. All right, I'll play my Rockrin Triome, which is functionally a basic island until I'm actually going off, because the white and red are both splash colors. Pretty good Thoughtseize. I have 2 of my most important card at this point, though. So they probably just strip the Drown. Okay. They must have 2 discard spells if they want to take Gifts this early. Or if they have Inquisition to go with the The Thoughtseize. Okay, Grief, Ephemerate. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm with you now. Sucks, but I'm with you. Yeah, this one probably takes Drown, and then we're just chilling. You don't even really have to take Drown. I guess it can counter the Ephemerate on the way back down, which is still just the same card out of my hand, so whatever. Okay. First appearance of Raven's Crime. I'm going to get to crime their hand. They are down to 2 cards. Let's make it 1. Guard another Ephemerate. Yep, you're not going to need that, I promise. My hand's already empty. Ephemerate's coming back around. It can take these 2 cards that don't really matter. Decay can't hit Grief anyway. Grief can't attack this turn because it came into play this turn. I could crime them, but I think that's a huge mistake. Pretty sure I just want to put Yorion in hand. If they have another Ephemerate and they can take Yorion and Omen, then that sucks. But if they just take 1, okay, great. Yep. Here's this. But the good news is, really all that's happening is we're just trading 1-for-1s and 2-for-2s. We're basically both empty right now, but I have 4 mana to their 2. They have a creature to my no creature, but I mean, it could be worse. That's a green source. I could just crime them, try to keep them behind, but I think that having my mana set up is going to be pretty important for me. If I draw gifts at any point, I just get to shred. Taking 3, turn 5, and their turn on Grief is attacking for the first time. They got the Reanimation Priest. I definitely don't want to cast Raven's Crime now that they have Reanimation Priest in play. Probably just going to board that card all the way out, because this is not a deck you want to give control over what's in their graveyard. I'm going to die pretty quick here if I can't get something going. Even just suspending my my spell would be pretty cool. Light from the Loam. Look who decided to show up. I got a Forest, and I am going to crime them now. If they discard Archon of Cruelty, it is what it is. Sure, whatever. I was losing this game anyway. Discard the rest of your hand. And Seasoned Pyromancer. Yep. Alright. Yeah, we're super dead. I didn't play around the 3rd Ephemerate. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. Like, if I... No, I can't even wait 1 turn and leave up the Omen, because then they just take Omen first and then Yorion. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. They had it, as they say. Damnation's in my sideboard. I don't think I'm drawing to anything right now. Trophy. No, I'm dead. Okay. That was definitely a modern dumpstering. Dispels are coming in to try to clip the Ephemerates. They play a pretty low land count, so Sphere of Safety could be great. This is the type of combo deck that I want my discard against. I'm fairly confident. What else is going on here? I think Needle can name the Priest. Nile Spellbomb's obviously great. Expedition Map's fine. Where am I going to find 9 cards to bring in? I don't think Loam Raven's Crime is something I want to be doing. Loam Crime can go out. And cutting the Loam seems pretty aggro, because that card's fine, even when it's not going off with Crime. But I definitely don't want Crime in the deck. Fatal Push is like medium, but still fine. Spreading Seas, medium, but still fine. Alright, Radical Ideas out. I think I do just have to shave on the Thing, unfortunately. All these fast combo decks are just really punishing the fun I'm trying to have. I can shave A Gifts. Maybe the Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes aren't that good. Like, they are kind of a combo deck, but they're also playing to the board in a way that is like how they actually win the game. Spell, Sphere, Damnation all seem fine. I don't have any other graveyard hate. Alright, let's just do it. Here's this again. On the play, my bird is revealed. I'm going to keep just Dimir Control. Not a bad place to be. I wish that one of these was a fetch land so I could Fatal Push a Grief, but that's not the opportunity I've been given. I'm just going to play my Watery Grave and pass. How strong of a start are we dealing with? Right, that's not white mana. Just a Thoughtseize, I'll take that. They probably take Spreading Seas. Sure, they really don't want to play with an island. Though the Urborg is an awkward combo of Spreading Seas. So if I play Urborg first, the Spreading Seas will have a later timestamp and get to win. Okay. I believe that is true. Each land has a swamp in addition to its other land types, is an island. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. So I'm going to play it safe and just take 2 damage to Spreading Seas without Urborg involved. I think the later timestamp wins, but I don't necessarily trust Magic Online to do that correctly. Ooh, Nile Spellbomb. Please let me untap one more time before you discard me again. My only piece of graveyard hate in the 95. Oh, they passed the turn. Urza Saga. Yeah, Urza Saga is better than Field of Ruin. Saga. Play Spellbomb. Those were the 2 cards they haven't seen. I guess they don't know about Field of Ruin. They know about my Omen of the Sea, though, which is something I can cast at the end of the turn here. Their white source. Fetching a 3rd mana right away. Can't be a Blood Moon deck, right? They're just full Mardu. Didn't fetch a basic. Alright, it's just Old Pyromancer. That card's good, but it's not Blood Moon or something that's actually going to end the game. Archon and Ephemerate. Sure. I'm going to Omen in the end step. Drown and Abundant Growth. I could activate Field. I play Activate Field, get Abundant Growth, put it on something, get my colors online. Also just take the Drown and ship the Growth. Yeah, I think I'm going to bottom the Growth and take the Drown. Perfect. Do I think they have a basic plains? And do I care if they do? Those are the 2 questions I'm asking myself right now. I'm going to blast their white source. And I'm going to get an island so I can drown if I need to. Or no, I'm going to get a swamp so I can Fatal Push and Nile Spellbomb. I don't need drown. Get it. This costs 5 to activate, so I'm good for a turn. And it seems they don't have a white source, or they just chose not to get it. They attack for 2 here. They have a white source in hand. Sure. Casting Grief. Yep. You got it. Lose my drown. I think I want to bomb in the end step to draw a card. Or am I spending all my mana this turn anyway? They can activate Old Pyromancer next turn, so I do want to bomb now before they get a bunch of value out of it. Outcaster is a good one. Saga ticks up. Yeah, I'll make a 1/1. I need to start contesting this board somehow. Scything Needle. Oh god. Time to figure out what the name of this card is. The priest card they played last game. Priest of Fell Rites is the answer. Hope I chose correctly. I can play the Ketria Triome, or I can leave that in hand to cycle and play the Delta. I think that's probably better at this point. If they have a discard spell, I can just flash in Snapcaster and have it in play. Yeah, alright. Not great, but whatever. I'm gonna get a green source. I have a lot of blue. I have even more black. Yeah, I'm gonna get Breeding Pool. Couldn't get basic forest with that fetch land, so I didn't. I would have if I could have. Alright. Target Fatal Push that I can't cast. And you have your Grief now. 3/2 Menace on this board is still pretty good. I'm not going to double block and just give them a giant feast on my creatures here. I want Yorion, but I really don't want it to get discarded, which might be greedy and foolish. Alright, I'm getting Yorion. And I'm going to play the Triome. I'm off the cycling it. I'm just not going to have time to do that. If they just ephemerate, I lose. Gotta hope their hand is somehow nothing. Well, they're fetching. They have something for 5 mana. It seems. It's an Old Pyromancer. Okay. By okay, I mean terrible. Discarded Unmarked Grave and Archon. So if they have the Reanimate... Alright, yeah, I'm dead. Okay. Am I literally dead? Discard Misty Rainforest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I'm literally dead. I can't even draw the Damnation. Alright. Yeah, that was tough. That matchup was going to be hard from the start. They're just doing something so quickly, so disruptive, and I'm really counting on a lot of moving pieces falling into place. This was the first match that I felt like wasn't competitive. Obviously, we haven't won a match yet, I get it, but if you've watched them all, you've seen how they were close, how they could have gone our way here or there. But this one was just not even close to close, just absolute crushing. On to the last round. Let's do it. I'm on the draw in the final round with a regrettably unkeepable hand. This hand just doesn't make a mana. Gonna ship it. This one's fine. Do it. I'm gonna send Pithing Needle to the bottom. Seems like the card that is gonna do the least on average. Though Nile Spellbomb cantrips, but might not do anything. I'm actually gonna keep Pithing Needle. Like, what if they're Hammer Time? I can just name something important. Alright, let's do that. Valakut. Alright. This is a deck that Pithing Needle and Nile Spellbomb are both pretty irrelevant against. What flavor of Valakut are you? Is this Amulet? Is it Scapeshift? Land drops? Alright, looking kind of amulet-y. I'm just going to pass with my Omen of the Sea available right now. Rule Turf. Yeah, not a card normally in decks that don't have Amulet of Vigor also in them. Crumbling Vestige. They get a mana right now. Wish I could kill that, but it's too big. And the Valakut's back, and they have all their colors. Omen of the Sea. Let's do it. Hall and Tomb. Definitely don't want Hall. Tomb being green is nice, but that doesn't actually help me do anything. I'm just going to bottom both. Yeah, Fetch Land is what I was looking for. That gets me the green source I want and turns on Fatal Push. I think I just want Zagoth Triome. Get everything set up here. Fatal Push. And I could run out Needle and just name, like, something, but I don't know what their payoff actually is. Like, the Amulet deck has changed so much. Like, sometimes it's Handwear Battlement, sometimes it's Slayer Stronghold, sometimes they're an Urza Saga deck, but I have my own Urza Saga. I don't want to just name that with Needle. They might not have any of that. This probably should have been Ketria Triome, the rug one, because I already have a bunch of black, and now I don't have a red source to get my gifts thing started. Or a white. I just have nothing here. This might be a matchup where Raven's Crime can shine, though. If I just get a Loam, Field of Ruin, Raven's Crime, maybe that's something I can play with. Them having a second Druid's pretty shitty for me. Crumbling Vestige is back. Black mana? Okay. It was just flavor text. Didn't actually have any mana. Spreading Seas, hell yeah. That's good. I can take them off an entire mana, or I can take them off Valakut. I think I'm going to run out Saga first, get that started, and then seize the Valakut. If they play Primeval Titan this turn, I'm going to lose anyway, but I don't think I can really stop that. I feel like this Needle should be in play on something. I just don't know what it is, and I don't want to blow it. Their list seems really weird, even among Amulet decks that are historically known for being crazy weird. I haven't pointed this out yet in the league because I'm not trying to be... Like, I don't mean anything by it other than to point it out for science sake. Almost all of these games, gifts for Unburial Rites Fatty would have been great. Like, if I could have just gotten Elish Norn with my gifts against the Hammer Time deck, if I could get Archon of Cruelty right now, like, there are just lots of ways that I could have won with gifts if I wasn't trying so hard not to win with gifts, due to the stipulations of the league. This has been fun. Like, I'm not complaining, just pointing out, if you really want to play with gifts ungiven, unlock yourself and let yourself have access to that stuff. Playing Saga there was a huge mistake in general. I probably should have just gotten the Jeskai Triome. So I can kill the Dryad now with my fetch land. Oh wait, no, I drew the fetch land off of Spreading Seas. I didn't know I had it when I played Urza Saga. Okay. I'm less mortified now, but it still wasn't great. Now I'm going to get the Jeskai Triome. That is Rockran Triome. And then Snapcaster, Fatal Push. Push your creature, put it in the graveyard, and hope that's good. Main deck Alpine Moon tells me that they don't have their own Urza Sagas. I think, unless that's in there to name Field of Ruin. Okay, I'm probably dead somehow, and probably via something that I could have named with Pithing Needle in any of the previous turns. But again, it's just like a crapshoot whether it's Slayer's strong suit or the battlements. Can I still beat this Primeval Titan? Like I take 8, then I take 8 again. I guess I could just draw like Assassin's Trophy, kill the Primeval Titan, and try to do more stuff. At least I'm not dead right now. They did pick up the Valakut that had Spreading Seas on it, so they can replay it. They bounced that with their Boros Garrison. Oh, lands opponent's control. Okay, Alpine Moon is better than I thought it was. They're totally in Urza Saga deck. I take it all back. And they have a 3/3 Trample Treetop Village as well. Messed up. Okay, so I'm going to play Pithing Needle on Treetop Village. Treetop Village is 3 damage on board. Slayer's Stronghold is 2. And I'm going to try to Gifts my way into a win. I can chump block, go to exactly 1, and try to do something with Gifts. And hope that their hand cannot do anything, basically. I don't even really have good things to do with Gifts, though, because my graveyard isn't exactly chock full of enchantments. Even if I can pop off my combo, which I don't have double red to do anyway. Yeah, this isn't looking good. I might just have to get Assassin's Trophy. Like, if I search for Assassin's Trophy, Snapcaster Mage, artifacts and lands enter the battlefield tapped. That sucks. Okay. So if I get Assassin's Trophy, Snapcaster Mage, and the Omen of the Dead, but that's not going to matter. They're about to get 2 more looks, and this Root Maze somehow... Wait, no, I still have exactly enough mana to cast the things I want to cast. Do I have enough black mana to do everything I want to do? Here's this attack. Are they able to kill me? I mean, all of that just removes Primeval Titan and doesn't even address the 2 Saga tokens that are still going to happen. Yeah, I'm not winning this game. Mosswort Bridge, Jesus. My opponent is doing some crazy stuff. They have 2 Mosswort Bridges, Root Maze, and Alpine Moon all in their main deck. I think this is preposterous even for Amulet, which is famously weird, as I have said. They don't have 10 power right now. They could get it, though. Yeah, they activate Slayer's Stronghold, and they activate Saga, and then they can activate Bridge. 1/2, go to 8. 1/2. They can activate both bridges this turn if they want to. They have another Gruul Turf. They floated 4 mana, then played Gruul Turf. They just have another Primeval Titan. They have 6 mana floating. That is the magic number. Okay, yeah. Not even going to pretend that I can beat that. Not going to show them gifts. Ashiok is a card that could be in my sideboard that I'm not playing. Worth noting on that one. They do usually have a lot of mana, but I think Sphere of Safety is still worth doing. Damnation is worth doing. Like Engineer Brutality. I think I do want Thoughtseize. I don't want Inquisition. Nile Spellbomb doesn't matter. Expedition Map is okay. Loam is good. Trophy's good. Drown's fine. Gifts, Omen. I think Radical Idea. If Raven's Crime is good. Oh, Fatal Push is medium minus. It hits the Dryad sometimes. It doesn't hit Primeval Titan anytime. So hitting the Dryad does matter, but I have all these other things that can do that. I think I have to go a little skinny on Fatal Push. I'm going to leave the combo in. I'm going to try to do it at least once in this league. All right, let's go. On the play, of course, I have Map and Loam. This is pretty close. It really needs a green source to go off. But Map can get Field of Ruin. Field of Ruin can get a green source. Or I could just draw a green source. And like the Loam is already here. There's a lot to like about this hand, and I need to get a little lucky to win this match, so I'm going to take it. I think I'm just going to Watery Grave Expedition Map to start it off. Watery Grave, Map, go. Being on the play with this hand matters a lot. Being on the draw, I think it's unplayable. But it depends on how hard they come out of the gates. Saga go. I can live with Saga go. I'm going to look for Field of Ruin. Field of Ruin is gonna get me Forest. Forest is going to play Abundant Growth on Swamp, I think, or maybe on the Forest itself. Eldrazi Temple is in your deck? What is happening? Gonna get Field. Field of Ruin. Field. And I think I want to hit the Saga. Because Saga tutors up Amulet, which turns on their whole deck. Not really interested in that happening. Grab a Forest. They probably are too. Yep. Abundant Growth on my Swamp. Found another land, that's good. The fetch land, so I can fetch Loam, get back Field and fetch land, leave up Assassin's Trophy for next turn. A little worried about this Eldrazi Temple at this point. Like, am I just gonna get Thought-Knot Seered here? Gonna get real weird. Their deck is super cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one out here doing something bold. Rule Turf. That they pick up. That would be a real juicy target for Field of Ruin. Unfortunately, I'm a mana short of Loaming and activating. Do I want basic Island, or should I be fetching more aggressively here? Yeah, I think I want to get basic Island. Does that even matter? I don't have a Steam Vents or any untapped red source. It all comes off Triomes and Abundant Growths. Yeah, I'll get the basic. No. I gotta sack up here and get a land that matters. I think I want more black than I currently have. A lot of blue. Want another Watery Grave, or do I want the Overgrown Tomb? I think I want the Tomb. Yeah, I should leave the basics in my deck because I plan on using Field of Ruin multiple times this game. I'm gonna get those back, and I could just trophy the turf right now. That actually sounds pretty good. Black, green. Knock that turf out of here. See how many basics they actually play. At least 2 is the answer so far. They know I'm sitting on Field of Ruin here. Ancient Stirrings. And they have Eldrazi Temple and Treetop Village in their hand that I know about already. Talisman of Impulse, dope. Yeah, this is definitely... I mean, we've seen Eldrazi Temple, but now we're seeing more and more indicators that this is an Eldrazi deck. I wonder if they board into it, or if it's just there the whole time. I'm not going to Dredge Loam. I can hit this Temple, though I feel like they're off the ground at this point. They'll have 4 mana. Maybe I should just be Giftsing. There's no enchantments in my graveyard yet to really pay out. I could Field of Ruin and play Jace, though I still think that just Gifts is probably better. I actually do have double red for the Dark Dwellers between this and my fetch land. I'm gonna just try to do it. Oh god. Another Amulet's kind of scary. Treetop Village comes into play, tapped, makes a mana right away, or 2 mana. Ramp. I could have played my Field to hit that thing before it untapped, and like, I know that's a line, but whatever. I'm really trying to Gifts at least once. Reality Smasher. Okay, that's fine. That's just a creature. It's a big creature. It's a third of my life total. Still just a creature though, end of the day. I get in for 5, and then time to Gifts. Go, let's do it. I board out Radical Idea. I think I did. Okay, I want Fear of Safety, Resurgent Belief, Shark Typhoon, and Omen of the Sea? Or do I want Trophy in this pile? Wow, boarding out the Radical Idea was brutal. Yep, there it is. Like the only card I boarded out. I had a Nile Spellbomb. Harsh. Blew it. Yeah, I think I want Omen of the Sea graveyard as well. Okay, here are my cards. What are you going to do with this information, opponent? I hope they put the Resurgent Belief in the graveyard. We'll find out soon. Maybe the second Gifts will get me where I need to go. Okay, they gave me Sphere and Omen. They put Resurgent thing in the graveyard. That's good. I can cast it. Need a red source. I'm going to get the Rockrin Triome. No, I think I want Ketria. I already have double red and single white. Time to Dredge Loam. Get some enchantments into the graveyard. None of them went. Okay. How do I do this? I can play Jace and then activate field, play Omen. I could put Shark Typhoon into play right now, but that doesn't actually do anything on its own. I'm gonna play Field of Ruin and cast Jace. Jace active. Okay. So Field of Ruin is up. I can Omen of the Sea. I can block a second Reality Smasher to go to exactly 1. I can kill Treetop Village so it doesn't attack for 3. I mean, I'm in tough spot here, don't get me wrong. But we're close to doing something. If they just like attack with Smasher and pass the turn, I can gifts for 4 enchantments and go off. If they just attack, then okay. I don't think I can just pop on this. I need to let them have this, unfortunately. If they just attack without putting up more damage on the board, then I can untap with Jace, discard Sphere of Safety, and put them all into play. God, is this Ulamog? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have Ulamog right now? Are you kidding? I'm not going to beat that. So I guess it's possible. I don't know. Christ. Alright, well, there's Ulamog. See if they correctly identify to take out my red sources. They went for Jace and Abundant Growth. What is the play here? I think I need to Field of Ruin and then Omen. Like, I need to get an Abundant Growth into my hand. If I go Abundant Growth, other thing, red source. Alright, I don't really want to give them more mana, though. So I think I might have to. Okay. I'm going to hit their Gruul Turf, which regrettably does give them 2 more mana. 3 more mana, if they have another basic. I'm going to get basic Island, and then I can Omen of the Sea to try to hit Abundant Growth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm playing to a 3 outer here. Alright, those are gone. Here's Ulamog. I go to 4. I Omen of the Sea. I find my Abundant Growth, and then I probably lose anyway, but I'm going to try it. Come on, Abundant Growth, show it to me. Shark Typhoon, Verdant Catacombs, that's not it. Bottom, Drown in the Lock. They don't have 10 cards in their graveyard. This creature's also indestructible. Red source? Shit. Alright, well, they had Ulamog hard cast on turn 6, which I was not prepared for. We had some cool stuff lined up otherwise. We're not going to get to do the thing, regrettably. What can I do here? Can't even cast the Dark Dwellers. I think a single Steam Vents in the deck would have helped. I was relying too much on the Abundant Growths and the Triomes to get anything done, and it just wasn't good enough. There were a couple spots where fetch land for red source would have played, but we're not in one of them now. I control 2 enchantments. That's not enough to keep these creatures from coming in. I didn't draw Damnation. Creature's indestructible anyway. Yeah, there's not a way through this. Okay, GG's. Unfortunate. It was a good run. Tight game. We almost did our thing. I mean, we could have done it. It just would have been kind of low impact. Okay, let's debrief this situation. I think the deck needs an untapped red source, just a Steam Vents or Stomping Ground, Blood Crypt, probably Steam Vents. As far as the rest of what the deck is doing, obviously Modern is defined by its tightly tuned, get one thing done very well style decks. We lost a Hammer Time, Reanimator, the Rhino deck, Amulet Eldrazi. Like, all of these decks are just doing something very linearly and powerfully and leaving it up to the opponent to stop them. And we're trying to stop all of those decks while also putting together something kind of wonky on the top end. And this was a first draft. If you're interested in this sort of thing, I'm sure there's a lot more work that could get it a little more competitive. Maybe the Urza Saga thing isn't necessary. Maybe the Replenish thing isn't necessary. You could probably focus in more on one or the other. Doesn't have to be a Yorion deck. You can cut 20 cards out of this and try to do one particular thing. All in all, though, I feel like all those matches except for Reanimator were kind of close, and you could see worlds where we would have won the game, like if they just didn't have Liliana right when they did, or, you know, didn't draw the Thoughtseize for the thing, Yorion, you know, like, you were there, you saw it. It was all kind of close. The Cabal Coffers Raven's Crime thing never came up at all, but we didn't play against any control decks. There aren't really control decks in Modern right now, so maybe that's not a good thing to have in the deck. And I have to say, once again, just for sake of completion, not to complain, if we had just Sire of Cruelty or Archon of Cruelty, whatever that card's called, and Unburial Rites in the deck, or like one Archon, one Elish Norn, and one Unburial Rites, just replace 3 cards almost at random, this deck would get a lot better, because that is the best thing you can do with Gifts Ungiven. As far as trying to value and put together a 4-card combo instead of a 2-card combo, you're working hard just for fun, and that's okay if that's what you want to do. But I think if you liked what this deck was doing, big picture, but you don't have any stipulations about Unburial Rites, you could improve this deck by adding that. So I think this was a pretty good pass. We had a lot of really competitive games that came down to one draw here, one draw there. And with a little cleaning up, this could be a real thing. Samuel, I hope you enjoyed Gifts Ungiven without Unburial Rites and without Storm. This was fun, trying to figure out what pieces I can put together in what sort of way. And ultimately, obviously, the league wasn't a huge success, but I think the deck was fun. We had some cool games, made some cool plays, and that's what you can hope for out of this. Thank you, Samuel, for asking me to do this. Everyone, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support even more, Patreon and YouTube membership. If you want to issue deck building challenges to me like this one, go through Patreon or YouTube membership. Thank you all for checking it out, and I'll see you next time.